Hey fountain pen enthusiast, welcome back to my channel where I primarily review watches and pens that have found their way to me in recent years. This selection of items is supported by loans from friends. Today we have got something really special to dive into. The Graf von Faber-Castell Classic Grenadill with an F Nib. Now, you know, I'm always on the lookout for pens that not only perform well, but also have that extra touch of class. And let me tell you, this Graf von Faber-Castell is a true gem in the world of fountain pens. Graf is German and means count or earl. Faber-Castell is an old family with an ancient history stemming back from the 16th century. The family is regarded as one of the oldest and most important business dynasties in Germany and is the ninth generation of the Faber-Castell Incorporated group of companies. Faber-Castell is especially famous for its pencils with the dark green colored bodies. Maybe you have already seen this version somewhere where you are living. Okay, let's get the fountain pen out of the box. Here it is. Wow. Look at this beauty. The Classic Grenadill is, I would say, all about sophistication. Here you see the barrel, which is crafted from precious Grenadill wood, giving it kind of unique and really warm aesthetic. Also compared to the metal parts, the barrel and the end. And it's got the perfect balance between modern and classic design. For me, it's a real head turner, and it stands out from other typical fountain pen shapes. I think about the pelican shapes and the Mont Blanc shape, so this one is really nice. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty details. I uncap the fountain pen, and here you can see the F Nib. And this nib is a game changer. It's finely crafted to provide a smooth, consistent line, which is really making your writing experience an absolute pleasure. And you know how important that is for us fountain pen users and enthusiasts. It's all about the tactile sensation on paper, and this Graf delivers. The nib is fantastic out of the box, and basically it's a case for all Graf fountain pens I own, and I own a few. And I will introduce one by one in the future on my channel, so stay tuned, and if you like the video, please subscribe to my channel. That helps me a lot to produce content in the future, so thank you very much in advance. Back to the pen. The barrel has a decent weight. It's not too heavy, not too light, just enough to give you that reassuring feel of quality and craftsmanship. All the metal parts, the cap, this section, the end, platinum plated, which is really, really nice. And also the cap, the quality of craftsmanship. Here you see the screwing process. It's not resin, it's not plastic, it's crafted out of metal, and you turn it 2 times and it's closed. It's perfect. You're really fast. You can open it fast to take quick notes, and then you close it really fast. Perfect. And then you put it away. You can use a converter or an ink cartridge, so you're basically free what you want to use. I uncap the barrel, unscrew the barrel, and here you see that I use a converter. It's easy to use. So let's see what we have here. We have a length of 137.0, or inch it's 5.39, a width of 11.14 millimeter or 0.43 inches. The cap length is 2.2 inch or 56.6 millimeters. And for the nib size, we have, it's like 90 millimeters or 0.76 inches. Now, let me share a little story. The first time I laid eyes on this pen, that was when I was attending a pen show. And I was surrounded by a sea of fountain pens. And I must admit, I went to a store before and also saw the Graf von Faber-Castell fountain pens, but I wasn't so much interested. I was looking for the more classic barrel shapes like Pelikan and Mont Blanc at this time, so it wasn't my tea of cup. So, but at this pen show, this one was sitting on a display and it was always calling out to me. I picked it up, I uncapped it, and I started writing, and it was one of those moments where everything just clicked, So I knew I have to have it. The only problem I faced at this time was that this fountain pen comes at a price, and it was like, I think 500 euros at this time. Today it costs 560. It's the year of 2023, and I thought, no, I mean, I like the pen. It might be worth it, but 560 euros, is so much money for something you really don't need. So I just waited, and by chance I found one at the collector's forum for half of the price, and I bought it immediately. And I'm so happy I did. I mean, 260 euros or 300 euros is a lot of money for a fountain pen, man. I knew I had to have it, so I did it. And I'm really happy, and it's in constant use, so for me, it was worth it. Now let's dive into the unboxing. Graf von Faber-Castell doesn't disappoint in this department either. The packaging is protected by another sleeve, which is in white, and when I open it, we have another packaging, which is like beige, kind of off-white, which is a little bit nicer. And then again, when I open this one, we have a nice box, which is sleek and elegant, and which is kind of wood plastic. I'm not so sure, but it's high quality, very solid. So when you open that box, the pen is nested in one of these compartments inside, and it's really nice because you have 3 different places where you can put your pens, and that's really convenient. So you can put this on your desk and store your pens inside. But the real magic happens when you put the pen to paper. So I've prepared a little writing sample to show you exactly what this F Nib can do. But before we get that, let's talk about the ink flow. It's just right, not too wet, not too dry. It's like the Goldilocks of fountain pens. And yeah, I know it's really positive what I'm talking about, but don't worry, I will have a negative section too. So stay tuned. In a couple of minutes I will get to the negative points of this pen. Alright, let's see this baby in action. I'm using Pelikan Edelstein Tanzanite ink for this demo, and we will see how the nib is going to perform. As book, I use a Leuchtturm 1917, which is really nice for taking notes, and that's what I'm using this pen most often for, taking pens. So let's find an empty page and then let's perform. This is the Graf von Faber-Castell in F. So the nib size is F. So you see the ink flow is nice and consistent. It's not too much, but it's not too less. So it's a really nice size for the paper, which is a little bit drawing the juice out of the nib, I would say so. That's really nice. So it's performing. If you wanna squeeze out a little bit, it's possible. For signature things, we're also really nice reverse writing. There's no problem at all. That's fantastic. So you get maybe an EF size nib by using it reversed. Really, really nice. Yeah, so I would say that's perfect. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that's a price tag. Yes, I already mentioned it, this pen doesn't come cheap. It's an investment, there's no doubt about it. So if you're balling on a budget, this might not be the pen for you. But quality comes at a cost, right? And remember, parts of it are still handmade in Germany. If you like this pen, just watch out for good prices. And there are a lot of offers on the internet. So I guess if you want to have this pen, you can get it for maybe $350. And for this price, it's absolutely worth it. Another thing to consider is the delicacy of the wood. While it adds a touch of luxury, that's for sure, it's not the most durable material and also have some marks on it. I mean, it's wood, so it adds character, but still, if you're the kind of person you just toss your pen in your bag or something, you might want to think twice. And for the metal parts, similar. It's a robust material, but still there's some scratching on it, and it's a smudge magnet. So if you don't like smudges, you will have a problem. I constantly wipe the surfaces. I mean, it's the same thing with Mont Blanc and all the high polished resin fountain pens. But yeah, it's the way it is. So if you don't like it, you will have a problem. Also nice would be a version of this fountain pen that comes in as a piston filler. However, the ink system delivers. It's easy to use, it's easy to clean, and it's also more versatile in terms of change inks because you don't have that much capacity, so you can more often change your ink if you are a person who likes to use different inks. So that's really convenient. The small capacity of the ink makes me having a replacement with me all the time, just in case. Yeah, but it's the way it is, so it's not a deal breaker for me. Okay, let's do a quick comparison between the Graf von Faber-Castell Classic Grenadill and the Parker Duofold Black Chevron. I did a whole review on this pen a month ago, so if you're interested, have a look at. This is a really special pen for me, and it's so different compared to this one. So I put this here on the table so you can have a look on the size, which is a little bit better. So you see the Parker is quite larger than the Graf. And it's a lot heavier than the Graf because this one is also made of metal, and this makes this duofold really special. The older versions, the more classic versions, are all made of resin, and I will do another review of one of my resin ones in the future, so stay tuned. But what I really like about this is the heft. That's really cool, and that's why I use this pen for signature things. Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. But what you also can see is the classic is the duofold is more classic in design, and this one is I would say more elegant and special, and also like this clip, which is manufactured to perfection. I have no doubt there's anything which can break. if you compare this with this clip here, I wouldn't pull this too far because I'm afraid that is going to break. So yeah, and what is also interesting is if you compare the nib sizes. By the way, both nibs are so fantastic to write with. They have their own characteristic, completely different, but I like them both. And what you can see is the section for holding the pen, the grip, which is here smaller and longer, and this one is shorter and bigger. But both pens, and that's makes them so different and so special, is that the screw parts here are all made of metal. Look at this beauty, it's so cool. Wow. So, there you have it, folks. The Graf von Faber-Castell Classic Grenadill with an F Nib. For me, it's a pen that not only performs like a dream, but also adds a touch of elegance to your collection. If you're a fountain pen enthusiast who appreciates craftsmanship and a certain style, which is modern and classic at the same time, this pen is a must-have in my opinion. And it is one of 2 pens I own, which the barrels are made of wood. I quite like this. And you know what? I even have 4 versions to display. So we have the Classic Anello Ivory, the Classic Anello Ebony, and the Classic Anello Titanium, which I'm going to review and showcase in the future. Then you will find the links in the description. Before we wrap things up, let me know in the comments what you think of this beauty. Have you tried it? Are you thinking about adding this pen to your collection or another version of this pen? I love hearing from you guys. Thanks for joining me on this fountain pen adventure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, keep those nibs gliding and ink flowing. Happy writing experience. Ciao!